Incoming transmission. Warning. Enemy life forms detected. Engaging hostile.
Your forces are under attack.
In Starcraft, the board game, 2 to 6 players each personify one of 3 unique and powerful races in a struggle to dominate the stars. Terrans, a confederation of humans forever severed from their homeworld of Earth. Protoss, an advanced and sophisticated race from the world of Aiur. Zerg, an aggressive and feral alien species from the dark corners of space. Each of Starcraft's 3 races are divided into 2 factions. At the start of each game, players choose a race and faction they wish to play, and gather all the game components corresponding to their faction. Once each player has selected their faction, gameplay begins on the game board. The game board consists of several planets and the navigation routes that connect them. During the galaxy setup, each player determines the location of 2 planets in the galaxy and places their base on one of those 2 planets. These planets are divided into territories. Some territories provide their owners with resources such as gas and minerals, while others provide conquest points. Gas and minerals are used to purchase new units, buildings, and technologies, while conquest points help players achieve victory. Once the planets are in place, players also determine the location of Z-axis navigation routes, which represent the vertical proximity of planets in 3-dimensional space. Next, each player refers to their faction sheets, determines the number of units, transports, and workers that he receives during setup, and places them on any areas of the planet that contain his base. Starcraft the board game is played over a series of game rounds, where players will plan orders, execute those orders, and then regroup. During the planning phase, players take turns placing order tokens face down on planets. Players can choose between mobilize, build, and research orders. When players place order tokens onto the ordered areas of planets, they pile them in order stacks. Once each player has placed a total of 4 orders, play proceeds to the execution phase. During the execution phase, players take turns executing one of their orders from the top of an order stack. When a player executes an order, it is removed from the stack, thus revealing the order below. During a build order, a player may build new workers, transports, and units. He may also build a base, purchase one new building for his base, and/or purchase one module for his base. During a research order, players acquire event and combat cards and may also purchase technology cards. These cards provide the essential upgrades players need to gain superiority over their opponents. Players may also use a mobilize order to move their units to and/or among the areas of the active planet. If the player moves any of his units into an area on the active planet containing enemy units, a battle will ensue. Each battle consists of a number of skirmishes, in which each player's units try to destroy those of the other. Attackers establish skirmishes by taking all the units in a contested area and assigning one attacking unit to each defending unit. All unassigned units become support units. Then, using a combination of special abilities, combat cards, and supporting units, players resolve skirmishes and determine which units have been destroyed. After all orders that were placed during the planning phase have been executed, play proceeds to the regrouping phase. The regrouping phase occurs at the end of each game round. During this phase, event cards are played that give players unique opportunities and skills. The event card deck also acts as a game clock, in the sense that after a certain number of cards are drawn, the game ends. Also, each player retrieves the workers he allocated, receives resource cards for newly conquered territories, and gains conquest points for each conquest point area he controls. Also during this phase, players check to see if any faction has achieved victory. There are 4 ways that a game of Starcraft the board game can end. Normal victory is achieved when 1 or more players have accumulated 15 conquest points at the end of a regrouping phase. Special victory is achieved when a player accomplishes his faction's special victory objective. Endgame victory happens when 2 or more of the end draws near event cards have been played to the common play area, or if all players but 1 have been eliminated from play. With all these combined variables, The possible strategies for your planetary conquests are truly astronomical. But in the Starcraft galaxy, one thing is certain.
There will be war.